Warning. The following podcast is intended for a mature audience due to the dropping of bombs of the F, S, B, and C varieties. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 173, is time running out for monkeys? We'll discover more as Firefest comes to the street of Dublin. Tom Hanks is in this week's movie review and much, much more. I am Mike Fish and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, mate?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you with the post-election edition of the Waffle Box, coming to you all the way from future home of Super Bowl 60. It is the Waffle Box, the original Waffle Box. You accept no substitutes. It is the best part of Wednesdays. You love us because we do this, and we do this because we love you, producer Lathan. Off to you.
Hey, guys, I've got to admit I'm a little bummed out right now.
Oh.
Fall is in full effect. Halloween is over. And now we have to endure the worst holiday ever in Thanksgiving. Now, I don't want to hear your jibba-jabba about how Thanksgiving is awesome because of the food. Newsflash, dickhead, you can eat turkey and mashed potatoes whenever the fuck you want. And on top of that, if you're the type of person that needs a fucking national holiday to remind you to be thankful and to be nice to your family, then you're a goddamned sociopath, and I don't think we should hang out anymore. But yeah,
Oh, it was nice knowing you.
other
producer
than that,
Lathan.
living the fucking dream over here.
Oh, Lathan's in a good mood. Good.
Wow. Yeah, he's spicy Lathan tonight. Oh, my goodness.
I don't mind the Thanksgiving, but it's always the, I kind of wish I had a big enough house that I could host Thanksgiving, because I just hate having to drive somewhere else. Because you're not going to get an Uber on Thanksgiving. If you are, it's going to be expensive as fuck. And you have to get home, so you can't even really drink that much. It's just not fun. But yeah,
I like the Thanksgiving. I don't like the travel, though.
hey, that's what I was saying. That's what I said.
Yeah. Well, I am agreeing with you. You also don't like the travel. Anyway, I'm more shocked. Mike, we had the election yesterday. I know you couldn't participate in it, but the rest of the country did. And congratulations to Shrek for winning just came out of nowhere. We've been hearing about Harris and Trump for the last 100+ days. And then Shrek, just out of nowhere.
I mean, some people might not like the decision, but that's the power of democracy. And somehow, through the power of write-in votes, Shrek, new president. Congratulations.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll see what happens.
I was going to do the same joke, but I was going to say Dwayne Johnson. But
oh, yeah, no, I definitely don't want that guy in charge. I'll go to all of his movies. I'll watch all of his return matches. I don't want him running the country.
Do you know what a fun story about Dwayne Johnson?
Please.
I was in Target today. Other chain stores are available. And I was looking for some shampoo. And I'm one of these guys. I don't have a brand. I don't give a fuck what. As long as it's shampoo. And so I just look at it. It's like, what does that smell nice? Is it cheap? That'll do. Fantastic. And I realized, and I don't have the bottle on me now, so I can't remember what it's called. But apparently Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has his own shampoo out.
And skincare.
Well, the skincare thing I wouldn't have a problem with. But the shampoo, I bought it because it was relatively cheap.
Okay.
And it smelled nice. I got the coconut flavored.
That sounds like Dewey right there. Always with the coconuts.
But then I was like, do I trust a bald man with shampoo?
I mean, you can still get dandruff up here. It's harder for bald men, but that will still happen. But there's no reason why you still can't put a little shampoo on this either. And then,
Do you still use shampoo?
Rarely.
Well, so something on occasion you do lather your beautifully shiny head with shampoo.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. I was today years old when I found out bald men still use shampoo from time to time. Do you use hairdryer?
No. That's silly. I do have a wall heater though, so I mean, so everything below the sideburns, covered in hair. It's God's finest joke. All of this is gone, but there's hair in the ears and hair on the back. Like I'm wearing a sweater under my sweater. By the way, welcome back to Turtleneck November, everybody.
Welcome.
So, but yeah, so shampoo's it's needed every now and then, not just for the top of the head, but for the rest of the body.
Are you
I think
getting
you
a
call that
little
body
bit
wash also, but still.
Are you getting a little bit personal, letting the members of the Syrup Squad know there's a fine forest surrounding your tree?
I mean, if I was laying on your floor, people might mistake me for a bearskin rug.
Are you a manscaper though?
No, too much real estate.
Oh,
Like, little this, little that, but I can't. Not flexible enough to do any of this shit. So it's too much real estate.
Oh,
so
I was talking about, cutting the grass to make the tree look bigger.
Yeah, sure. Just trim it though.
Yeah, I'm not brave enough to get the razor blade out down there. Jesus.
Oh, no. I mean, they make clippers now specifically for that too. But again, at the same time, like I'm just gonna walk around with bald balls, and then like that. Just again, the Brazilian rainforest up here. No. That's just dumb.
Give him the Austin Powers and give him a nice love heart on the chest. Ladies will dig it.
That could be funny. That could be funny. That could be fun.
But yeah, Dwayne Johnson does have shampoo out, and it does say on the commercial on the side of it, it does have a picture of Dwayne Johnson smiling, and the caption is, "My hair would have loved this shampoo." It's like, don't speak for your dead hair. They're not here to defend themselves. Don't bring them into it, Dwayne. But anyway, I'll let you know. I'm going to shower after the show. I'll let you know next week what Dwayne Johnson's shampoo is like.
Looking forward to it.
Smell like a beautiful coconut. Oh no. But yeah.
Speaking about election real quickly, do you remember? So I only know this reference from someone's signature on Properly Promoted. I want to say it was Mr. CLC. Super throwback, and no one else in this conversation is going to know what the hell we're talking about. But someone used in their signature, "Congratulations to Paddington Bear for winning the election of Prime Minister. Unfortunately, he is ineligible. Not because he is fictitious or a bear, but because he was born in Peru." Did that actually happen, or did someone just get funny with the typewriter one night?
Well, I mean, technically, yes, it would be true because he's not from the UK. He can't be prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that he's a fictional bear is going against him as well. That's another one of his down points. But I did hear recently, I believe he got granted an honorary British passport. So maybe the dream's still alive. Maybe Paddington Bear could become UK prime minister. Couldn't do any worse than the last lot. Yeah, let's get political. But yeah. What made you think of Paddington Bear being young? Oh, I guess we were talking about
won the election. Two, Paddington 3 is coming out in a few months, and I'm looking forward to that.
Jesus. What's he doing now? Is he like
going back to Peru?
Oh.
The deepest, darkest jungles of Peru.
Does he still speak Peruvian?
I don't know. But he still does talk like this, and he always has some marmalade under his hat, and wants to just everyone feel better. So,
why does he talk like that if he's from Peru?
Great question. That's just how they taught him how to speak.
To throw back to last week's episode where we're not going to get into Italians again in Jersey. But there you go. What else have you been up to this week?
Had a small reunion with some friends that I haven't seen in at least a decade, but like they're some of the oldest people I know. Like I'm talking like I've known these folks since I was 5 years old. Buddy of mine, well over a decade ago, went off to Germany, was just due to be there 3 months, 6 months. I forget how. It wasn't a very long time he was supposed to be there. Flash forward 15 years later, and he comes back to San Francisco with a wife and an 11-year-old child. So that was very nice to catch up with them, meet them. And then, again, just going over old memories. We were sitting on the fire escape of his former building. Little brother still lives there with his entire family now, because that's how old we are. And my man's smoking a cigarette. I'm Kush Hayes. I'm smoking a doobie. And then I went, "You remember that time when I climbed outside of the fire escape on the 10th floor here and rappelled up to the 11th floor?" And he went, "What the fuck? No, I do not." And then we had a big chuckle about that, but also it was just kind of like, yeah, never doing that again.
Oh, I thought the punchline was going to be where he didn't remember. He's just like, well, let me do it now.
He definitely didn't remember. No, I can't even stand on a ladder these days. Like I don't know why I thought that. I know why I did it. It was funny. Once upon a time, I walked out the left door. Once upon a time, I walked out the right door. Once upon a time, I walked out the actual stairwell in the center. And then for this specific joke, I'm like, well, I guess I'm going up the building to get away from this scene here. And then a couple folks freaked out. One guy tried to pull me back in. I was like, motherfucker, you're actually going to kill me. Stop that. And then I climbed out the exterior of the building, again, from the 10th floor to the 11th floor. And despite it going best case scenario, I am constantly haunted with how awful it could have gone. So don't do stupid stuff when you're 20, kids. Not good.
No. Wait till you're at least in your 50s when you got a midlife crisis going. That's when you do the stupid shit.
I'm not sure I would have the body strength to do that again. Maybe I would. I don't know. But I don't want to test it.
Where's a will? Where's a way?
Sure.
I'm feeling rather relaxed today. I've had a few beers. I had a massage today. Oh,
good for you.
The only problem is because I paid for a full body massage, but because my shoulders are so fucked, they spent like 45 minutes up to 60 minutes just working on my shoulders, which I'm glad. My shoulders feel better. But it's kind of like
you work in a restaurant, so all that weight is on your shoulders when you're carrying those platters, man. Like it catches up with you too, dude. Trust me.
Doesn't it just? But my feet could have done with a better one because they're the old puppy dogs are getting.
You're on your feet all day, that's for sure.
Getting my 20,000 steps in, bad boy. I don't know if that's good or not. I'm assuming that's good.
Can't hurt.
Yeah. Let me know how many steps on average you're doing and make me feel good about myself. Anyway, should we get into this week's top stories?
Yeah, why not, man? I feel like we're on pace for a great episode.
Oh, yeah. Because other than Shrek being named Prime Minister of the United States of America, that's old news now. That was yesterday. It's now time to move on to the rest of this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Balls.
Where should we?
Should we be concerned that Shrek is technically Scottish? Now that I think about it, the birth certificate guys are gonna have a field day with this shit.
God, this is gonna be another thing.
But he's prime minister, so it's different. It's different.
Oh, maybe we'll see. Let's start in Dublin this week because that's kind of like we're still talking Halloween on that, and that was kind of last week's news, but whatever. So in Dublin this week, hundreds of people were duped into lining the streets for a Halloween parade that did not exist. So spectators turned out in force to watch an apparent procession in the Irish capital on Thursday night until they were told that there had never been any plans for one to be held. It came after a website posted that a parade would be taking place in the city at 7 p.m., and it appears the claims were then spread further on social media, including sites such as TikTok. Irish police dispersed the crowd after appealing for those in the area to leave. Could you imagine? Like, how does that happen? Like,
one, someone is very good at marketing. Two, those people were bored that much. They're like, Halloween parade? Sounds amazing. Let's go.
What a Halloween... I was about to do a very racist accent then. Unintentionally, I might add. What would a Halloween parade even... Would it just be like just someone dressed up like Dracula walking past going, I want to suck your blood.
That's how they usually are, yeah. I don't think we do them anymore in San Francisco, but we used to. Or like you used to in grade school. I don't know if you ever did that in grade school, but we would have a Halloween parade right after lunch, just show off your costume. You got a princess and you got a Dracula. Oh, Billy's a Wolfman. Ooh, scary. Someone's a Transformer. That's nice. Oh, look who's Superman. Oh, Batman's right behind you.
Don't get me started on that. I'm sure this is going to be probably the 7th time mentioning on Waffle Box history, but Halloween is supposed to be scary. There's nothing scary about someone dressing up like a postman. Like, be more creative with your fucking costumes, America.
What if it's a naughty postman?
it's still not scary. It might be arousing, but it's not scary. I'm just saying. Get your shit together, America. But I was thinking as well, on the parade, maybe, you know, the only other thing, what's the most Halloween-y thing? What's the most, if you had to have one, like, icon of Halloween, what would it be?
I mean, you and I both came up with, like, I was thinking, as you said, so Dracula, but you know, pumpkins.
Yeah, boom, pumpkins, right? So what if you have a giant pumpkin going past, but then you get some confused spectators going, "Wait, is this Cinderella? Is Cinderella in there?" No, that's not scary at all either.
That might confuse people in Ireland. However, in the Midwest, they'd be like, "That's a big goddamn pumpkin! Wow, they must have been.
I want to buy your giant pumpkin.
Blue ribbon.
This week on this week's Dumb World Record, the world's largest pumpkin.
I'm genuinely surprised that hasn't come up yet. Oh, that story is out there. I'm surprised we haven't covered it yet. And you know, I know you try and pick up the newest world records, but nothing saying we can't talk about the world record from 7 years ago or whenever that happened.
Also, I just got reminded because I went to touch my eye, right? For the YouTube people who are watching on YouTube, look at me, ready? Look at this bad boy.
What am I looking at?
A little scar next to my eye.
Okay, what'd you do?
No, it's I could tell I've made a really good fake made up story about how I got into a fight and this guy got a knife and I headbutted the knife out of his hand. That's how I got that. But no, it's that was just my overexcited 9-month puppy. Got to sweat.
No.
And I keep forgetting I have it there, and so I keep touching my face and go, "Ah!"
You're a monster,
bastard!
Don't look at Mike Fish, everybody. He's a monster.
He's a monster. So there you go, Dublin. Oh yeah, it's the reason I mentioned in the opening way about is Firefest coming to Dublin. The New York Post, which is, you know, when you talk about editorial and journalism, New York Post is right down there in the bottom of the barrel. But yeah, they was like, "Well, is this the new Firefest?" I'm pretty sure if you spoke to people that went to the fake Dublin parade and then realized there wasn't a parade, and then you talk to the people that spent thousands of dollars and went all the way to this fucking island to find out there was no festival, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get two very different experiences. So no, Firefest didn't come to either Dublin. It's just some bored people made a website. Maybe. And the catering was probably better in Dublin as well.
Oh, yes.
Sad news for those that are looking for a reproduction of Shakespeare. Have you ever heard the saying? It goes something along the lines of, given enough time, a monkey with a typewriter would eventually type out the works of Shakespeare.
I've heard that, but I've also heard 100 monkeys. I've heard 1,000 monkeys, and it's always been like, so it's just one monkey type out one page, and then anyway.
Yeah, so and given an infinite amount of time, a monkey pressing keys on a typewriter would eventually write the complete works of Shakespeare, and this is known as the infinite monkey theorem, which is a thought experiment that's long been used to explain the principles of probability and randomness. All right, so it's just basically a saying to explain how random things can work out. Like eventually, it's kind of in the ballpark, or maybe the cousin of the saying, you know, a broken clock is right twice a day. Something, you know, along those lines. Yeah. However, some very bored scientists with apparently a lot of time on their hands. I'm going to call them Buzz Killingtons, because like, what the fuck are you doing with your lives? A new peer-reviewed study led by Sydney-based researchers Stephen Woodcock, and Jay Folletta, has found that the time it would take for a monkey to replicate Shakespeare's plays, sonnets, and poems would be longer than the lifespan of our universe.
With that being said, it'd only take a monkey about 10 minutes to write a Dane Cook joke. Am I right, fellas?
Oh,
damn. Spicy Lathan. Spicy Lathan. Leave him alone. He's a nice man. So the theories I've always heard is always just one specific book of Shakespeare. It was never the entire works or whatever, but you know, still, yeah. Professor Killington, you need a holiday, or at least some booze.
So the peer review study said that the theory is mathematically true, because given an infinite amount of time, it would be able to happen. But the theory is, quote, misleading.
Like, now, also, quite honestly, I'm sorry to cut you off there. Like, it would be amazing if one of these 100 monkeys on one of these 100 typewriters wrote one page of Shakespeare, and then like just one line was off. Like, it would still kill the theory, but you'd still be like, this monkey wrote an entire fucking dialogue scene. Like, this is pretty amazing, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Fine, T-ball is spelled with an E, not an I. Shut up. Like, this is evolution happening right in front of us, folks.
Who the fuck is Roger and Juliet, Bubbles, huh? You fucked up.
Yeah, Roger and Juliet. But like, that would still be fucking amazing.
It just reminds me of that. This is like that guy at the party. Like, if you're just you're explaining something to a friend, and they're like, "Whoa, is it even possible?" And you explain, "Well, anything is possible, because
actually,
given enough time, a monkey on a typewriter could write out the entire works of Shakespeare." And then his guy pops in out of nowhere. "Actually, the time it would take for this to happen, by then the universe would have exploded and we would be dead." And you're like, "Thanks, Tim." Fucking hell. Way to be a downer.
Yeah. You can, why don't you go the other way, Tim? Yeah. You know, shut up.
This is why no one invites you. Because now we all feel sad. We're all realizing our mortality.
Since no one invited you, why are you here? This is bad etiquette, sir.
Oh, this is actually my apartment. Well, no one told you to come out of your bedroom. Fuck off.
Yeah, stay in your bedroom, stupid.
Playing Dungeons and Dragons.
By yourself.
Yeah. It's not an insult to Dungeons and Dragons people. Role-playing games are fun. But Tim's a dick. But yeah.
Tim kind of sucks.
Fuck that guy.
And that's why you guys don't invite him to your Dungeons and Dragons party.
Finally, we head to your... Would you say, Kush, America is your favorite country in the world?
Yes.
Okay. So we're now heading to your second favorite country in the world.
Netherlands?
Correct, the Mundo. Where amateurish thieves have made off with a screen print of Queen Elizabeth II, bastards, by Andy Warhol as part of a gallery heist in the Netherlands.
Wow, we still do that. Okay, good for them. Or not, whatever. Anyway, fascinating.
The thieves blew open the gallery doors.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off!
Stealing 2 works from the iconic American pop artist. The gallery's owner, Mark Pete Visser, said. Now, this is where it gets a bit left field now. They fucked up.
Okay, Stan. I'm listening.
Where another 2 prints were left badly damaged in the street after the thieves discovered that they wouldn't fit in their getaway car.
Oh. Well,
does no one case the joint anymore? Is that not a thing?
Have you never transported a mattress with just a sedan? Like, you just hold on.
Yeah, just stick it on the roof.
Just put it on the roof and hold on to it. Everybody hold on.
Make sure it's face down so no one can see that. It's like, oh, look at that. There's some Andy Warhol paintings on the roof.
I think the painting gets damaged if it's face down. However, the possibility for more damage happens if we fly under any pigeons. But yeah, just hold on to the fucking roofs, dude. What the fuck?
Wouldn't it be funny? You manage to blow up a fucking art gallery, you steal some very expensive paintings, and by the time you get to your home base, you're covered in pigeon shit. You're like, fuck. That was a waste of an afternoon.
That would make a funny movie.
Apparently, the heist was captured on security cameras, where Mr. Visser said, describing the whole thing as amateurish. Forensic experts have scoured the badly damaged gallery, and Dutch police are appealing for witnesses. So
I would say show some respect, because amateurs still stole 2 of your paintings with all your fucking high-tech security. Right.
Yeah, that's like a bank saying, "Oh, they tried to steal $10 million and only got away with $5 million." Fucking amateurs. Like, they still do pretty well out of it.
Yeah, like it ain't what wherever the Mona Lisa is right now. Like it ain't. I'm sure there isn't like laser grids and all that bullshit, but like they still took 2 of your paintings. Stupid.
Isn't that in the Louvre? The Louvre,
possibly.
In Paris.
If it is, that's the word. I was gonna say the Vatican, which now just popped in my head, but it could be at the Louvre. Wherever. Both have our high security perimeters.
One thing
the highest of security. So.
Did you know how small the Mona Lisa actually is?
Oh, it's bigger than an 8x10, but not quite like a full
yeah.
wall
For some
print.
reason, in my head, I thought it was like the size. Again, for those watching on YouTube, I thought it was right about the size of my Queen Elizabeth picture over here. But no, it's tiny, relatively.
It's smaller than that. Okay, I would have said it was that size.
No, I saw someone took a. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to take pictures inside the galleries.
You're not, but who cares?
Someone took a picture of them going to it, and it was like, that's so small. I wouldn't say it's like.
Well, people were smaller back then too,
I guess. And
like, oh my god, look at this velvet tapestry of Mona Lisa. Covers almost all of my wall. They had small walls.
Oh, you're never going to fit that inside of a passport. Fucking idiot. Who did Mona Lisa? Is it Michael?
Da Vinci.
Oh, that was Da Vinci?
Yes,
wait, what?
Leonardo da Vinci.
I didn't know he was a painter.
That's the Blue Ninja Turtle.
Oh, Leonardo da Vinci. Was that the guy who also did like the man guy with like, all the arms and legs?
Yeah. Yes.
What's it called?
This guy?
Yeah. The clock guy.
He does this and he does this.
The YMCA guy?
The YMCA guy. He also technically invented a theory for the helicopter. Was very passionate about flying. We invented a hang glider that never worked. Like,
well,
Da Vinci was all the way out there.
Did he really? That'd be like me saying, "Oh, I invented a time machine. It doesn't work, but I mean, I invented one."
There's drawings of it, man. There's on display, probably in the Louvre. Like, he created a prototype. It didn't work, but he tried.
Right, that's just ridiculousness. Why would there be a failed attempt of blueprints in an art gallery?
Because they're really good drawings.
Oh, yes.
This is like finding Stephen King's spelling book. Like, wow, this guy was out there when he was only in the 6th grade. Look at that. Like, but this is Stephen King's. Like, it's on the level of that. However, Da Vinci is, what, 700 years old, and Stephen King's 70. There's still a difference. But guess what? In 200 years, someone finds Stephen King's textbook. You're like, man, this guy had some fucked up ways of spelling cat. Oh my god.
Finding Mel Gibson's Teenage Diary. Oh, he didn't like Jews back then either. Jeez. Who would have known? What is that guy's problem, huh?
Okay. It was how he was raised. We can get into that a little later if you want to. Yeah.
Because as far as I'm aware, some people in a certain line of work don't like Jewish people because apparently they blame them for the death of Jesus, right? That's a theory.
Sure.
It's out there. But then, Mel, let's just say that's a fact, right? Let's just say that's a fact, right? Let's just say, he hates them because of the Holocaust shit.
His father's a Holocaust denier, so that had to have bled into his brain. Whether he's right or wrong, and he is wrong.
Yeah, he was wrong.
But that's what your dad taught you. Your dad's right.
Unfortunately, the Holocaust.
Growing up without a dad, that's all I got.
But no, the reason I was going there was because, like, well, if he hates Jewish people because of the death of Jesus, well, if it wasn't for them doing that, think of all the money you missed out on, Mel. If anything, you exploited it for your own gains, you son of a bitch.
So Mel Gibson actually has his own church on his property. I don't mean it's the church of Mel Gibson. It's a small little Catholic cathedral, and he has a priest come every day or every Sunday and has mass there. I don't know how many people outside of Mel are at this place. Can't imagine it fits many people, but that is a thing. He has his own little private church, and he loves the Jesus that much. Jesus,
that would be awkward.
Jewish, by the way.
Mel Gibson aside, anyone, if you was a hired priest and to do a Sunday service and there was just one guy in the crowd staring at you.
I mean, I'm sure they do sermons for audiences that small anyways. Multiple times on a Sunday at Oracle Park, I've seen the visiting team just hang out in the dugout while a chaplain just goes like, "So everybody, who wants their bats blessed and their cleats enunciated," or whatever. I'm so out of the religion thing, I don't know the big buzzwords. But like, no, they have mass on Sunday in the dugout. Right.
Oh, I thought we was just doing mass. It'd be fun to see like some baseball players freaking out in the 7th-inning stretch, being like, "Wait, he fed how many people with how many fish? That's just insane."
No, that I've not seen. Anyway.
Fun fact about churches, I don't know if you knew this, but in Greece, amongst other countries, but there's huge tax breaks if there's a church, right? Churches get huge tax breaks, right?
Sure.
And so, as a loophole, I think I'm getting this right, but I could be slightly wrong. Do your own research, kids. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. But a lot of Greek houses have tiny, tiny churches in their backyard, so you don't have to pay property tax because they say it's a church. It's genius.
So smart.
So it's something like I did have one of the tour guides. It was something ridiculous, like the ratio of churches to people, or people to churches, is something like 6-1 or something crazy like that.
Okay. I mean, I know plenty of religious people that have their own, regardless of what denomination they're in, they have their own little altar in the house. I don't know if they're getting tax breaks off of it, but it happens. So
if I was a religious man, I'd do that because we're very lazy. I don't want to.
I think I told you a few weeks ago I've been watching the Highlander TV series.
You mentioned
and one of the big no-nos in the world of Highlander is we shall not fight on holy ground. And some people have actually just like lived in a monastery. Some people are just like, just so they don't have to fight, like, like lived in a Buddhist temple, etc. So we're at a funeral right now. Don't do it, Highlander. You can't. Where this is holy ground. And I'm just like, I wonder what kind of process you would have to go through just to get my bullshit little 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment to be holy ground. Like, is it just like splashing some holy water on it, or what? Like, what could I do to do that?
Answers on a postcard. Send them to Waffle Box, P.O. Box 69.
Booyah.
But yeah, if you see anything interesting in the news headlines this week, feel free to tag us on Twitter at WaffleBox or shoot us an email, enjoywafflebox@gmail.com. But now it's time to talk about some people who are out there in the crazy, crazy world that we're living in, run by a Shrek, who is now, as we've already determined, is the United States president.
Somebody once voted and said you.
Do you reckon he'd make Donkey his vice president? Or his security guard?
Or at least Secretary of State.
Interesting. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Okay. This week's Dumb World Record, I think this is the first for this segment, comes to us from Romania. I don't think we've ever covered Romania before.
I think the Minions are from Romania. That's why I didn't use
just
them
the facts, ma'am.
I could be dead wrong about that. But I don't think they're Americans, the Minions. That's why I didn't say congratulations to Bob the Minion. Anyways.
Check their birth certificates. A fast-fingered concert pianist named Thurzo Zoltan, which is a great fucking name.
That is a great name.
That dude needs to be like a wizard or something.
He has to be wearing a cape at all times, right? Zoltan. Why would he not have why would he not be wearing a black cape?
I might change my name legally to that. That's great.
Ooh, Mike Zoltan.
Yeah.
Waffle Box with Mike Zoltan and Kush Hayes. Oh, I don't like it, man. Maybe episode 200 is right around the corner.
I wonder how much that costs. Anyway, so Thurzo Zoltan broke a Guinness World Record by hitting a piano key 500 times in 30 seconds.
Just one key.
One key. 500 times in 30 seconds. I bet he's fucking amazing at track and field. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
Oh, he probably crushes at that. I'm fucking nuts. A, B.
Yeah, right. Or even like if the power pad, he's got the power pad, but doesn't want to break the thing with his feet, so he's still just doing.
The swimming always used to fuck me up in track and field because you have to like get the pace, but you also had to breathe, make sure you was breathing still. Oh,
And it wasn't when it wasn't track and field, it was summer games or winter games, and so like you're trying to do the whatever the speed skating of competition, you're doing this bullshit, and if you don't do it right, you just fall on your face.
Place bomb. He took on the record in Baharia Village on October 23rd as a tribute to his mother, Thurzo Margit Theresia. So I guess he was named after his mother. Interesting.
Happens. It's a different culture, Mike.
So she died on the same day in 2023 at the age of 77. So to pay tribute to her, he broke a world record naturally.
Okay,
that's the first thing I think of. You know, when my dear mama passes away, I ain't be like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna smash this piano key 500 times in 30 seconds. That'll show everyone the kind of beautiful life that she led.
I'm going to be a little more pettier, and I'm going to throw away my mom's gigantic cold steel mug that just takes up space and really has no purpose. She uses it all the time. I'm just like,
well, then it has a purpose, surely.
God. Shut up. But I'm going to chuck that son of a bitch across the street. Hopefully won't hit a car, because that's the last thing I need.
Lawsuits. Zoltan previously set the Guinness World Record for the highest altitude grand piano performance of 19,024 feet.
Oh, I'd like to hear more about that.
Again, these records, man, like, no offense, look, yes, you should never do anything to try to impress other people. As long as you're happy with the life that you're leading, that's the main thing. However, are you at a party or at the bar? Oh, what did you do last weekend? Oh, I'm a Guinness World Record holder. Oh, shit. What Guinness World Record do you hold? Well, no one has ever played a piano higher than me. What you was you like? What, you fucked up on heroin or no, not that high. Altitude higher. Oh yeah, I was 19,000 feet high when I played the piano. Oh, okay, cool.
I imagine a crane holding a platform, and hopefully everybody and everything is strapped to that platform in case something stupid happens and the wind blows just a little bit the other way. I'm still curious, does the article say anything about which key he hit? He just hit one key. He didn't just do every key. He hit one key. Middle C, lower C, little B.
Why I'm not knocking your inquisitiveness. I'm just wondering, like, why?
Because I want to hear the note.
God damn it! Let me find it. I don't know what it was. Let's see. It's the key. All right.
I used to play the piano. I'm sorry.
It doesn't say the key, but if I play the video, well, so you can hear it. Do you think you'd be able to tell?
No, but I would still like to hear it.
Right. There might be some ads on the Who. Let's see if we can.
You can edit that part out.
Right. Can you hear this?
Yes, I can. It sounds like it's at the very end. Do you remember that scene in Ghostbusters where Bill Murray visits Dana Barrett? Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. You remember that scene in Ghostbusters where Bill Murray visits Dana Barrett and then he like does a little gimmick?
They hate this.
It's the second one. It's the one on the very end. He's just slamming that fucking thing down that hard. Like,
yeah, for those that know pianos, it was, as I was watching the video, it was literally the highest note, the last key.
Okay.
It was just,
look at me, not just a hat rack.
He was spamming the shit out of that, as you could hear.
Dude, his Morse code game would be impressive if he ran a telegram.
Yeah. Also, he also broke the record for longest marathon playing the keyboard/piano by an individual, where he played the piano non-stop for 130 hours.
Oh my. Knuckles must be the size of golf balls doing that.
But
130 hours.
There might be a loophole though, because if he just took a nap, if he took a nap whilst by putting his face against the keys, so it's just like, does that count as still playing it?
Well, so if you just, even if you just held one key down and didn't move it, it would just make the chord, and then it wouldn't do anything after that. So you've just played the one note. So no, laying your face on the keyboard would not do that. Maybe a Yamaha, but no, we're talking like a Steinway piano.
It does say keyboard/piano, so who knows?
I'm gonna still say no.
Okay.
However, I would have to know more.
Well, there you go.
So,
congratulations.
However, I didn't know which key he was in.
You did. Congratulations.
That was exciting.
Congratulations to Thurzo Zoltan for breaking a very dumb world record. But on the plus side, you have a fucking amazing name. So
yeah, I think you were the biggest winner for the name alone.
Absolutely. That wraps up the first half of this week's Waffle Box. Stick around for the usual shenanigans of Celebrity Birthday Blackjack, movie review, and all that good stuff. Before we head into the break, I'm going to give you another little question for you to mull over during the break. This week's question is, what form of physical activity is the most fun to say? I'll give you the answer to that after this short break and a few words from our old friend, Grandpa Spuds.
Hey, kiddos, do you find after a long walk that your feet are all bloodied up and perhaps even covered in blisters? Well, shit, son, you need to get yourself some shoes. Shoes have been protecting people's feet from the dangers of rocks, broken glass, and even Lego since your older times. So next time you're at the mall, pick yourself up some shoes. Shoes are an official partner of the Waffle Box podcast.
Place your bets. It's now time for Birthday Blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Hey, welcome back.
I still want to meet here under the mistletoe.
It's kind of Christmassy. Welcome back to Waffle Box, episode 173. Before the break, I asked you which form of physical activity is the most fun to say, and of course, the answer is jazzercise. Now it's time for this week's Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. It's a game show that we play.
But okay.
Is tiddlywinks a physical? If you're classing tiddlywinks as a physical activity, you're a lazy bastard. I'm sorry. Anyway, Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. Let's find out how we're going to play this. Producer Lathan, if you could, let the beautiful boys and girls of the Serious Squad know how this game works.
Well, the rules to Celebrity Birthday Blackjack are pretty simple. Mike is going to name 5 celebrities that are celebrating their birthdays today, and all you have to do is guess how old they are now. Your score is based on your margin of error. For example, if the celebrity is 50 years old and you guess 53, you were 3 years out, so you score 3 points. If you're lucky enough to guess their age spot on, you get to deduct 5 points from your score. And to win, all you need to do is keep your score at 21 or below, hence why it's called Celebrity Birthday Blackjack.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So yeah, if you want to play along, let us know what your score is in the comment section below the YouTube video. Or if you listen to the audio version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and other podcast places. I'm sure good pods. Anyway, tag us on Twitter at Waffle Box. It is November 6th, 2024, so that's the date we're going for. Are you ready, Christopher?
I'm ready. I'm 5-0 right now. So we're trying to finish the season at 500.
Is 15 and 20. But yes, you are on a 5-week winning streak, which is pretty damn impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I would tip my hat to you if it wasn't for the fact that my hair is messy as fuck right now. And when my hair is very flat and messed up, you can really see how thin it is, and I don't want to get into that because of my ego. Let's get it into it. Celebrity number one.
Number one
is zombie apocalypse survivalist from Wichita, Miss Emma Stone.
Oh, gotcha.
See what I did there?
Zombieland. Yeah.
Oof.
She's a youngin'. I believe she is, and by youngin' I just mean just younger than me. So I'm gonna say she's 43.
43 is.
I could look at 43 too.
What?
What's the answer, sir?
Oh, all right. Well, I was stalling for time to let the fine people at home guess. Answers locked in. Emma Stone is actually 36.
Wow, my bad.
She's even younger than me.
Okay.
So that's young. So that means you're starting off with a score of 7.
Not a terrible opening. Not the best opening.
Celebrity number 2 is Orange is the New Black's favorite redneck, Tareen Manning.
I don't know who that is.
Tell me.
I know the show. I know the show, but I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck. She was in that. I'm not sure. I'm sure she's been in other things. Jeez, am I gonna have to look her up for you? I guess I am, because if you do it, then you'll know what she's, how old she is. She has been in she was Nola in Hustle and Flow. Does that help?
Okay, is Nola a white girl?
Yes.
Oh man, I was someone's vaguer idea who this is, or a better idea who this is.
She has been in some like very low budget movies.
Okay.
I'm just reading her, like she in 2011 she starred as Kamala in Man Without a Head.
I don't know what that is either.
No. So, she was also Gloria Gerringson in A Light Beneath Their Feet.
Never heard of it. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, you could stop there.
She also starred as Karen in 2021's Karen.
Hilarious.
If that helps.
I know that was a movie. It does not.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm gonna say this lady is. Wow, Hustle and Flow was like 20, coming on 20 years ago. Whoop that trick, stalling for time, whoop that trick. Anyway, 35.
35 is your official guess. So with your reckoning of you said Hustle and Flow was about 20 years ago, so you think that Tareen Manning starred in Hustle and Flow at 15 years old. It's a bold move, Con. Let's see if it works out for him. Tareen Manning is 46 years old.
Damn. Botch.
So that means that brings up your score to 18.
Wow, I totally reversed it. Yeah,
the first
so stupid. Fucked up bad, dude.
still, plenty of time to go. You just need, I think you're going to have to get a perfect score at some point.
We can make this work.
Celebrity number 3.
Number 3
is LAPD's Jake Hoyt, aka Mr. Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. I know the Hawk of Ethan. 51.
For those that didn't get that reference, that was his character from Training Day with Mr.
It's probably his biggest movie.
That's a good part. I wouldn't argue with that. So you're guessing 51.
Yeah.
Mr. Ethan Hawke is actually 54.
Oh no.
Which means your score is at 21 right now.
Damn, bitch.
Which guarantees for you to keep your streak alive, you have to get at least one of these. Final 2. Absolutely spot on. Best of luck.
Yeah, no, my anxiety, my heart's beating right now.
Number 4.
Number 4. The woman that told Tom Hanks that life is like a box of chocolates. Miss Sally Field.
Oh, jeez. Is she even alive still?
She is alive. Just to make it not weird, I only do people that are still alive on Birthday Blackjack.
Okay. That's fair.
However,
fair and
as we record this 2 days in advance, so fingers crossed she survives till Wednesday.
I mean, nothing's impossible. So yeah. 72.
72. So Sally Fields is 78. So that's 6 out. That takes your score up to 27, which, Kush.
Definitely lose. Definitely lose.
The streak is definitely broken, but
that's a shame.
Still one to go.
One for fun. One for fun.
Do this for moral victory. Moral victory.
Yeah, just for fun.
Number 5.
Number 5 is former NBA player and one of the many Kardashians' ex-husbands.
Oh, I don't know anything.
Mr. Lamar Odom.
Was this the guy who had like a seizure at the bunny ranch?
Correctamundo. That very same guy.
Yeah. That's all I know about him. I don't even know what he looks like. I don't know which Kardashian he was hooked up with that drove him to that edge.
The running... Matter. No, I'm not going to say the running joke.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. 38.
38. Oh, sir, Mr. Lamar Odom is 45, which means you're 7 out, which takes your final score to 34, which means, sir, you have bust. You must leave the casino. Unfortunately, this week, you, sir, are a loser.
You lose.
Which takes your...
Well, those last 5 weeks were really great, man.
Right, they were. Impressive, almost. There's still enough weeks, I think.
I think we're out of 500 contention. If I get if I get the rest of the year ready, I think I'm out of final 50% contention.
There are 7 Wednesdays left this year.
Oh, interesting.
Which would mean you need to nail it. All 7.
All 7.
If you don't want a losing record. Because even if you get 6 out of 7, that'll take you to 21 and 22. So no pressure.
So now it's 15 and 21.
15 and 21.
No pressure.
No pressure. But yeah. If you are playing along, as I said, let us know. Hit us up on the YouTube comments. Let me know your final score this week's Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. Or if you are listening to the audio version, as always, hit us up on Twitter at Waffle Box and let us know your Celebrity Birthday Blackjack score.
You cursed me on this one, Mike Fish. You were like, I think you're going to get all of these guys. I was like,
no,
I don't know who any of these people are.
But no.
But that's going to have to happen. That is gonna have to happen some weeks. So
it happens. What happens?
I ain't mad at you, buddy. I ain't mad at you.
But yeah, that wraps up this week's Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. But now it's time for Kush to do what he does best. It's now time for Kush to review a movie in a segment that we like to call here Kush's Movie Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
Yes, welcome to Kush's Movie Review. This week's movie review is Here. Starring Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, the movie depicts an alternative timeline where Jenny isn't a complete bitch and doesn't leave Forrest Gump. I think that's about it, right?
That's about right. Sounds about right. Except for, well, I shouldn't spoil anything. But
I was so excited when I saw that she was in it. I was like, oh my God, goddamn Jenny.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I told Mama Hayes, like, I just got out the new Tom Hanks movie. It was Robert Zemeckis directed, and then, of course, Tom Hanks is there, and Robin Wright, and she was, at first she was like, huh? And I was like, Jenny from Forrest Gump? She's like, oh, you mean the chick from Wonder Woman? I was like, that's your reference? The minorist character from Wonder Woman?
No, what would have been great, would have been even better is if you said, you know, Jenny from Forrest Gump, and if your mum's like, oh, did she have the magic legs? And you're like, no, wrong character, different character.
Right.
That'd have been fun.
Would have definitely been the wrong character. So we are talking Robert Zemeckis's Here, Here. It's a PG-13, and it's actually a very quick 1 hour and 44 minutes. Like I just said, directed by Robert Zemeckis, who has done some great stuff. The Back to the Future trilogy, Contact with Jodie Foster, which is wildly underrated. There's a movie he did with Joseph Gordon-Levitt called The Walk, where just this French trapeze artist is like, wow, they're building these 2 buildings in downtown New York called the World Trade Center. I need to tightrope across that thing. That's crazy. And then he's done some other shit that people haven't really responded to. Beowulf, what is it, the Christmas Train, whatever, the animated thing with Tom Hanks. There was 2 of those things, by the way.
Something Express.
The Polar Express.
Polar Express.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah. You know, he's done some great movies, and he's done some less than great movies, but he's always tried to make a different movie.
I bet
Castaway is one of his movies. Great goddamn movie. It's Tom Hanks on an island. Like you are moved the entire time, and that man is carrying the entire film. This is written by Robert Zemeckis, a gentleman named Eric Roth, and then surprisingly based on a graphic novel by a gentleman named Richard McGuire. As you just said, stars Tom Hanks, stars Miss Robin Wright, no more pen, and Paul Bettany plays Tom Hanks's character's dad. There's a term called a bottle movie where we just stay in one location, and that is this. Sometimes we're in a living room, sometimes that house doesn't even exist yet. When we're exploring a family, we explore about 5, maybe 6 different families, but there is definitely a lot of time travel. However, when we come back to one family, and I'm mainly referring to Tom Hanks's family, we're always going forward, but sometimes there wasn't a house here. Sometimes just a couple of Native Americans were just hanging out, kind of baby, whatever. Again, no teepee, just all grass and green and foliage. And then sometimes we had some patriots from the Revolution, the American Revolution, that lived there, and they built a house. And then, you know, eventually that whole thing ended, and then we see the house we're in get built, and apparently the man who invented the Lazy Boy lived there once upon a time.
Ooh.
After Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, we explore this other family that are just living in modern times, where they have to explain to their child, well, if a cop pulls you over, do this, this, and this. Otherwise, if you don't do all that in that order and correctly, you might get shot. They're black, by the way. Just for context. Anyways, the main family we focus on is Tom Hanks's family, and we see him as a child, and then we see him as a teenager, and then we see him as a de-aged Tom Hanks teenager. It's kind of exciting. I like seeing what Zemeckis does with the new set of special effects and the de-aging stuff that Disney has been doing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, has been trying to do with Star Wars and or anything else. Does a pretty good job. But then again, just Tom Hanks just eventually does get older and older and older. This is a very simple movie. It's easier to look at this as 1 hour and 44 minutes of 140 different small vignettes. We never leave the house. We never go to another thing. If something happened outside of the house, well, our characters are sure to bring it up. So you're able to follow it. It's a very simple movie. I found it a very fast-paced movie because it's just scene. Again, sometimes there isn't a house there, but we never leave this little box here. All right, this little box I'm in, we never leave this shit. It's just always this scene. I liked it. You like seeing what the other folks were doing in the past, and you like seeing what the other folks are doing in the future. But again, the main story is Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, and high school sweethearts. He gets her knocked up. They have to have a kid. They live at his parents' house, and then one day his parents are like, "We are giving you the deed to the house, and we're going to Florida." It's all of that. Again, Robert Zemeckis in his experimental phase, and this experimental phase has been going on for about 20 years. This movie only made $5 million this weekend. Oof. I don't know how much it cost to make. I can't really imagine it cost much.
There's only one camera.
Don't think it cost 100 million, but regardless of, even if it cost 40 million, it did poorly financially. And some people are just tired of Robert Zemeckis' experiment. Some people, for some reason, have a problem with Tom Hanks these days. There's some weird conspiracy going around where he's molesting kids. That's clearly not a thing.
I mean, he invented COVID, but other than that, he's a nice guy.
He caught COVID, and that's when COVID became official, is when he caught it. Like, people were kind of just like going, "Nah, this thing, it'd be fine." And then Tom Hanks caught the COVID, and they're like, "Oh no, everybody's gonna die."
Coincidence?
That was a thing for a week. Check your history books, kids. But anyways, I really like the story. My Facebook timeline blew up a little bit, where some people were like, "I really liked it." Cool. Other folks were like, "I didn't like it." That is also okay. But then some folks were like, "It was too slow for me." And I was like, did you need Tony Stark to fly through the living room to make it a little more exciting? Like, what this thing never stopped. It's just scene. Very little exposition. I'm sorry there isn't a bus chase or anything, like, but it keeps going. I was, when I wrote this down, it was like 1 hour and 44 minutes. Maybe this doesn't help my review. I thought I was there about 2 hours, but at the same time, I was just like, I wouldn't cut a minute out of this. Well, again, I might want to add 16 more minutes to it, just to get a little more of the flavor for it. So, anyways, we see life happening in this one enclosed space. I thought it was incredibly well done. I haven't seen every Robert Zemeckis thing, but I liked almost everything I've seen. I couldn't tell you what, I think maybe Beowulf might be the worst movie of his I've seen, and that's just because of the animation. But they were trying new stuff with animation then. However, Beowulf is talking mad shit the entire movie, and I was there for it. This guy is handling the Grendel, and then all of a sudden just starts stripping his clothes off. He's like, "I'm gonna fuck you up." And I was like, "What is happening here? Oh, sir, please put your clothes back on. I am more intimidated now that you are gonna fight this man naked." and naked he did fight. So anyway, here, soft PG-13. We get one F-bomb. There's a problem in the marriage. They bring in a therapist, and Tom Hanks is wildly offended. He's like, "Get the fuck out of my house!" Which I was like, "Oh, I need to hear Tom Hanks drop more F-bombs." I liked that a lot. Anyways, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoy this. I don't think it's going to pick up any little gold trophies. It would like to. It would absolutely like to, but it's just not there. However, again, I like Robert Zemeckis trying new things. However, I don't know how many more times he's going to be able to just try new things if he's not bringing back his investors' money. Doesn't change anything. 5 out of 5. Here, if you like a Tom Hanks movie, if you like feeling a little happier at the end, or just just a little wholesome, see us in the theater. I mean, it's probably going to be on Netflix or Hulu or whatever in 7 weeks, just before Christmas. But go support this. It was definitely deserved.
I was just looking up because you're talking about Robert Zemeckis' experimental era and people shit on it. To be fair to those people, let's read through his little filmography.
Way, I've seen plenty of trailers for Zemeckis films. I was like, I don't want to see the Polar Express, or I don't want to see Denzel Washington's Flight. I don't want to see a Denzel Washington movie. That's already weird. But by the way, that got a lot of acclamates. That was nominated for a lot of Academy Awards, and I was just like, no, I don't give a shit.
Well, let's just talk real quick. I'm not going to go through the whole
talk about it
filmography, obviously, because that'd be crazy.
Yes, it
but
would. But
this man, right? This man in his early career did Romancing the Stone. Fantastic movie.
Great movie.
Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic movies. Three was a little bit, but maybe that was a bit because 1 and 2 are fucking amazing. So
controversial statement. 3 is my favorite.
Fair enough. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Amazing movie.
I think he's known the most for that outside of Back to the Future.
Death Becomes Her. Fantastic movie.
You know what? It's only okay. But again, they were trying brand new special effects during that. Like, can we see Goldie Hawn's? Can we see through Goldie Hawn's abdomen? We're going to shoot her with a shotgun. I'm going to have a big hole in this beautiful woman's chest, and I want to be able to see right through it. They use that scene all the time now. So, at the time, this was an impressive freaking movie. However, I saw everything in the trailer. The audience, I forget what movie I went to go see, but when that trailer played, all the best reactions came from that trailer. Please continue, Mike. I'm sorry.
No worries. Then after that, he did Forrest Gump, which did all right.
Forrest Gump not only did okay financially, and it won a bunch of awards. For some reason, within the last 20 years, there are a bunch of people saying "fuck Forrest Gump," and I'm like, who are you people?
Savages.
Like, I got the Forrest Gump soundtrack for Christmas one year. I was like, this is dope. I'm like, I don't give a shit about Elvis's goddamn movie. I was like, this is a great soundtrack.
But then we come to his final 3 movies on this list. So we got Here, which you said is 5 out of 5. I haven't seen it, so I'm going to take your word for it. But
I bet you can when it comes on streaming, I bet you can put it on the background, watch it 6 or 7 times, and see a different thing every time. It's just on in the background.
Sounds awesome to me.
Yeah, why not?
But in 2020, this is where I thought, you know what? The great Robert Zemeckis is losing it.
It's going to be a pandemic film, but go ahead.
He's losing it. And he might have lost it when he did the remake of the movie The Witches.
Oh, did he do that?
He not only directed it, he wrote it and produced it.
Okay.
And
you know what, though? I don't even
as
like
someone who
Witches.
appreciated how fucking weird and fucked up and damaging to my mental health the original Witches was, that movie was garbage. His remake.
Okay.
That was so bad.
I remember hearing a lot of negative criticism, but I also remember hearing people being upset, like, the witch has 6 fingers. And I was like,
Well, I remember at the time a lot of the negative feedback was, well, the main child in the original was white. Why does it have to be a black child? Now, that was the kind of
did that
most,
happen?
yeah, that was that. So, like, blur out that noise. But just generally, the movie was not good. This movie was not good. I don't give a fuck. Like, really, there's a movie about a bunch of witches who are like coming together for like a, I don't know what the fuck it, like a convention of witches, and then a young boy gets caught up in it and it gets turned into a mouse, and yada 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 yada, and you're like worried about the fucking skin color of the boy that gets turned into, like, get a fucking life, people, get a fucking life.
That's also come up with the newest The Wicked adaptation. People are like, why does it gotta be a black girl? It's like, well, it's technically a green girl, but
the green.
Who gives a shit?
It's a green witch, and you're worried about the, oh Jesus, like even if you're so racist that you can't even stand to see a black person, they're green in the movie, so it's like it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But anyway, yeah, I got off track.
What was
there.
the third movie? You had a third movie.
Oh, Pinocchio.
Yeah, that wasn't good either. And that was a Netflix movie, and those are traditionally just not good. The Walk, which I believe was just before that. Again,
no, well, no, there was two movies between The Walk and the Witches.
Okay,
I've never heard of them.
I'm talking about The Walk, anyways. Saw The Walk in the IMAX theater. Again, no one else saw this fucking thing, but I saw it on IMAX in 3D. Special effects were fantastic, and as a man with vertigo who cannot handle heights, like, my palms are just sweaty the entire time. Like, I don't think it translates good to your regular 4K TV at home, but like, if they ever do a re-release of The Walk, I absolutely recommend everybody go see that, because that thing got slept on. That was a fucking shame.
Can you guess the two films? So after The Walk and before The Witches, Robert Zemeckis directed and produced two movies, one of which starred Brad Pitt, but I've never heard of this movie.
The Welcome to Marsdale, Margot.
Welcome to
Steve Carell movie.
Marwen. That's the Steve Carell movie. Yep.
That's definitely a bad movie, and I forgot that even existed. By the way, I looked up Zemeckis' IMDb page too. Welcome to Marwen is such a weird movie because it's about a man who is assaulted for just admitting that he likes wearing women's high heels. Okay, now he's had wild head trauma. So he hallucinates shit all the time. So most of the movie, he is imagining himself as, like, for the sake of saying it, a G.I. Joe character. It's not G.I. Joe, but and they go on all these little missions through the house and all that. And, like, visually it looks great. However, the reason why it failed, and it was most likely meant for children, is parents do not want to explain what a fucking foot fetish is to their children. Like, it was based on a true story. It happened. This dude got hate crimed at just some roadside bar one night just because he went like, yeah, I don't like wearing high heels. Who cares? Well, they went and stomped him out, and then there's a whole trial happening, and he's going through PTSD. Like, there's heavy tones in it, but parents did not want to explain to their child what the fuck a foot fetish was, or what cross-dressing is, and that tanked the entire movie. Otherwise, it was a very good-looking movie. And again, Zemeckis, always experimenting with the state-of-the-art stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Visually, Marwen worked. Story-wise, nah, the audiences aren't ready for that, even today, in the most wokest of cultures, which has been altered from what it used to be.
Can you name the last one? The Brad Pitt movie?
What is the Brad? No, you know what? I can't. I'm sorry.
Allied.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
There you go. I rest my case, Your Honor. Robert Zemeckis has fallen off, which makes me sad to say that, but
No, I think again he's just trying stuff, and it works or it doesn't work.
Before we wrap up this review,
you was a cool fucking story. Like
you mentioned, this movie was a certain type of movie because it's set in one place. What was the name of that?
Here.
Yeah, you said this is it's only basically one shot for the whole movie, which is a certain type of movie. What was that name of that?
Oh, bottleneck movie, which is a phrase I just learned like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay, because I don't think I'm trying to remember because I haven't watched it in a long time. If I remember correctly, there might be more than one shot, but the movie I'm thinking of is Phone Booth. Is that the same thing? Because there are different scenes in that, where it's different angles, but the most of it is just camera on the phone booth.
I believe that does qualify as a bottleneck movie because most of it takes place in the phone booth. But yeah, no, like 99% of this movie takes place in the house, and then finally, at the very end, spoiler alert, without me telling you anything, then the camera finally gets off the little tripod, pans around around our heroes, and then leaves through the bay window and goes like, "This was the neighborhood they were in." And you're like, I mean, I guess cool, but yeah, 99% of that movie is just on a tripod.
That's pretty
cool. And everything's a green screen, of course.
Here from Robert Zemeckis, starring Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. 5 out of 5 according to Kush. So check it out. Not many people have apparently. So you'd be doing old Robbie a favor. So check it out. Anyway, let's wrap up this week's show.
Please do. I lost my earbud in my ear. The little rubber thing that's supposed to go around this is currently lodged in my ear. So yes, let's wrap this up, please.
Well, at least you know where it is.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But still.
Let's end this show by making everyone feel warm and fuzzy inside. By talking about the story from this week's feel-good story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Now, normally in the feel-good story of the week, I try to find some kind of story where it's, it's maybe like an old person has done something inspiring, or a young person has done something really nice, and yada, yada, yada. But you know what? This week I found this story and I was like, you know what? It's not going to be, it's not going to inspire a Netflix movie one day. It's not like that kind of story. But you know what? I read this story and I was like, fuck yeah. I'm happy to this guy. I'd like that to happen to me. So a North Carolina man by the name of Jerry Hicks, that checks out. Like if someone, hey, where's Jerry Hicks from? Yeah, probably from North Carolina.
North Carolina.
A carpenter from Banner Elk recently stumbled across a $20 bill on the ground in a parking lot outside of the Speedway.
Nice.
He then decided to buy an extreme cash scratch-off with it. And moments later, he discovered that he was now $1 million richer.
Awesome.
He turned his ticket into the North Carolina Lottery headquarters on October 25th. And according to the news release, he was given a few options on how he could proceed to cash prize. He was told he could either receive $50,000 annually over 20 years. Don't know, 50, or take $600,000 up front.
Definitely don't want that.
So, are you going to take the annual payment?
Yeah. So, isn't there a third one?
No.
Oh,
There's an annual payment or a lump sum.
You want so both payments get taxed. You want the annual payment because it gets taxed the least. Like he's only getting $600,000, so he's not even getting the full 1 million. But they're still taking 50% of that $600,000.
Yeah, so $50,000 over 20 years. Well, that's exactly $1 million. There we go. So, yeah, makes sense. But yeah, 50K. That means you still have to see. But $600K, you still have to. Well, either way, yeah, I guess. Anyway, but he opted for the latter, which totaled after federal taxes. So he won $1 million, remember, people. After all the fees and taxes and shit like that, he walked away with $429,007.
Okay, so a little less than 50%.
Now, he was asked... Yeah. He was asked what he plans to do with the money. And he said, we are going to head straight to Golden Corral and eat everything they've got. What a guy.
All right.
What a guy. As far as long-term plans...
Corral, but why not?
Yeah, as long as long-term plans, he shared that he wants to retire after working as a carpenter for 56 years and use the money to support his children. Bless him.
I don't know if he's still going to be able to retire just on $400,000.
Well, I mean, if we just try to... let's just say, even if he just started working professionally as a carpenter...
56 years ago. Sure.
And let's just say he started at age, I don't know, 16. That's pretty young, but it's just for shits and giggles. He's probably... So he's in his early to mid-70s, at least.
Sure.
I reckon... with Social Security and whatever the fuck that is these days, with like 400 grand, in my mid-70s, I think I'd feel comfortable to say, you know what, I'm fucking not working anymore.
It's better than not having the 400K, honestly.
All right. But there you go. Why is it always old people that win the lottery? I've noticed that.
It's old people or a whole
knobheads from
demographic
California.
I'm just not going to tamper the waffle box with. But yeah, it's never just that dude down the street from you, Mike Fish.
Or
actually,
me.
you have a better you, Mike Fish, actually have better odds of winning the lottery than I do, based on my non-statement.
Based on your what?
Non-statement.
Oh. Luckily, I live in a state that I don't have to release my name if I win the lottery.
Outstanding. Lucky. California, you have to take a photo and your name has to get
It's
put
so fucking dumb. Why do you have to do that?
You shouldn't have to do that.
No, you shouldn't have to do that because that's dangerous as shit.
Yes.
Hey, look, everyone. This is the guy that has suddenly come into a lot of fucking money. So if you ever see him in the street, just know he has a lot of fucking money. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. The good news is not everybody reads that. The bad news is the wrong people do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. But there you go. That's my off the little soapbox. So I guess congratulations, those Cherry Hicks, from turning $20 that he found on the ground into $429,007. Oh, that wraps up this week's Waffle Box. It's been an emotional roller coaster, if I'm going to be honest. Whizzed by, as always. 173 in the books. That means only in half a year's time we'll be at 200. 200.
Okay.
And the way this year's whizzed by, it's already November. It's crazy.
God. It was just the late night talk shows were literally making fun of everybody going, can you believe it's March already? Like that was just yesterday. I was just at the San Francisco Giants home opener in April yesterday. And here we are now. We're looking towards Thanksgiving and Christmas.
It's madness.
How did it happen?
Be madness.
It is madness, sir.
As always, let's promote the old stuff. You know, I still haven't managed to convince Kush to do anything new in terms of podcast form, but as always, for all the full archives of the stuff that this old man has done, kushhayes.com.
Check out kushhayes.com. I still have a whole door filled with post-it notes of ideas that I just never executed. So those ideas are still there. We just haven't done anything with them.
Well, that doesn't help the people listening at home, does it?
No, that's
what are you going to do? What are they going to do? Pay their rent with your post-it notes, huh?
You can't pay the rent with what we're doing now.
Maybe. If you have a landlord that's like super into podcasts, And he was like, you know what? If you recommend a really good podcast, I'll let you off this month, right?
Yeah, no, we're run by corporations, so now.
Oh, the corporations are being all corporation-y.
They'll do that. They will do that.
But there you go. So check out kushhijix.com for his full archive, and for me, I don't know. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna try to convince Alex Middleton to come out every time. We haven't done a Claret and Big Blue for a long fucking time. But maybe we'll try to come up with a new project. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it's in there. But just Alex J Middleton, just tweet him, be like, hey, why have you done a podcast with Mike recently? What's up with that? What's up with that? But yeah. That's all from this week's Waffle Box at Waffle Box on Twitter. Enjoywafflebox@gmail.com if you want to suggest anything, or you can leave us a voicemail at 347-559-5227. That's 347-559-5227. Leave us a voicemail, and if it's interesting, we'll play it on the show. But until then, it's a good night from me. It's a good night from him. Lathan. Final thoughts.
Always remember, even if we don't have the power to choose where we come from, we can still choose where we go from there. And on that note, I'll be heading to the bar. Good night, everyone.
Fantastic.
That's the best thing you said all night, actually.
Until next time, take care of yourselves. And each other.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.
Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.